Hey everybody, welcome back to Vets with Vendettas, or our weekly update with Lee and Ben. Diggs can't make it again. I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's a bum. No. We love you, Diggy.
Watching porn, probably. No.
I got lotion everywhere. Got lotion everywhere. I got to clean it.
We love you, Mark. We miss you. We love you, brother. All right, guys. One of the first stories, I just saw this a few hours ago, and we'll start off with this one. Biden asks, actually, you know what? I forgot my little intro here. I have to use it because it's kind of fun.
It's all professional.
Okay, now we're in a professional and official. All right.
What you got, Lee?
Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Jackass? Okay. Biden asks Americans to report their potential radicalization friends and family. Do you believe this shit? Basically asking me, okay, what do they mean by radicalized?
So basically, he wants us. No, I haven't actually. This is the first of it. So basically, he wants us to tell. He wants us to tell on our fucking friends and neighbors if they're radicalized. Now, is that radicalized to him or what?
That's what Timmy is. Let me see what it says here. Okay, in a conversation with reporters, one senior administrative officer explained that the importance of stopping a political fueled violence before it started. We work to improve public awareness of federal resources to address concerning the threatening behavior before violence occurs, the official said. Officials cited the Department of Homeland Security's "If You See Something, Say Something" campaign to help stop radical Islamic terror as a domestic possibility. Okay, it's not what I thought they were talking about, but this involves creating context in which these who are family members or friends or co-workers know that they were pathways of avenues to raise concerns and seek help from those that have perceived to be radicalization and potentially radical towards violence.
So, okay. So first and foremost, to me, okay, over the last year, anybody with a BLM sign out in front of their yard has the potential for violence.
Yeah. I mean, I really think they're talking about Trump.
I know. Right. But no, because basically what they're doing is they're trying to stop us from our God-given rights to fight tyranny. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, it sounds to me like they want to nip it in the butt before anybody can rise up against them. If anybody's going to rise up against them.
Right. I mean, this just sounds like a clusterfuck to me, because you're going to have all these Karens calling on people that maybe they don't like, oh, he's got a gun and he's got like a Southern flag or something. Like, I mean, the government's definition of radicalized versus some Joe Schmo might be completely different from what they're talking about.
Right.
Because they don't like them. Turn them in.
You're right. All this is going to do is create a ton of false flags, and it's going to be sending police officers somewhere other than protecting and serving.
Waste their time.
Right. No, this is it's a joke, and to be completely honest, I'm actually offended by this. And I don't get offended very often, but this offends me. Because although, I may not be prone to violence, I mean, our Second Amendment is there not for us to hunt, not for us to target practice or anything like that. Our Second Amendment is there so that we can protect ourselves against a tyrannical government, period.
Now, see, the one thing that stuck out to me with this as well is it said radical Islamic terror. Like, why just target them? Like, not all Islamic people are terrorists. It's just racist to me.
Again, it's you know for a fact that's not that's probably not even what they're actually talking about anymore.
No. I mean, they're just probably saying that just not to make it too obvious. That's just my opinion.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But no, this just seems like another power grab to me.
Okay, what we'll move on to our next one. What do you have?
Okay, if you want to share my
Yeah, let me that one. Oops, sorry.
So this one has been a long time in the making. Okay, U.S. lawmakers worried about UFOs that could pose a threat to national security. Anybody who dabbles or researches the UFO phenomenon will, or at least should know, one thing that Warner von Braun said on his deathbed in 1977. Warner had repeatedly warned that once all other methods of control and manipulation through fear, people, fear, that's the key word, okay? Or threat cards have been played by the powers that be, communism, then terrorism, then the crazy third world leaders, then asteroids. The alien card is the final card. We are going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens, and it's all a lie. This is again, this is just one more of those things, okay? What have we learned over the last year and a half? That the governments,
they love the fearmonger.
Plain and simple, okay? Yeah. If that is the main way, that is their main go-to to try to manipulate people out of fear, okay? Right. You keep people scared, you keep them controlled. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
And you know, Lee and I were talking before this, and all I'm saying is if if ET wanted to take us out, we wouldn't be here. No. All right.
If these, hit this button here.
right. You know, I mean, these beings have the technology to basically like fold space-time to be able to travel. It goes into this whole other thing of 0-point energy, so on and so forth. Anyways, if they have that type of technology, you really think that they don't have the type of weapons that could just take us out? I mean, like, quick and easy? Like,
yeah.
If they are here, they're not here to harm us. Or at least
that would be my initial thought as well.
Exactly. That's my belief. And, you know, basically this is just another reason for the governments to spread the fear, man, and try to keep the control.
Well, I'm sure as if anyone that's, you know, listening, you've seen a lot of UFO stories come out, regardless of how small. They've been talking about it off and on for like the last couple months. Just seems like more and more have come out lately. And Ben and I have a theory. We think it's going to be some sort of false flag where, you know, the aliens do something to us and like the power's out, or the internet or something like that, because they really want to suppress this information that's coming out of Arizona. That's just my opinion.
Hey, I mean, it would be a damn good way for them to try to cover up any kind of election fraud. That's for damn sure.
Because they're not just going to come out and say, you know, yeah, we shut off the internet because we don't want the information to come out. So they got to come up with some story. They also, and those are why they've been coming out. This World Economic Forum people, cabal, whatever you want to call them, they were coming out saying that there's going to be major cyber attacks where all the power is going to be out and things like that. When they say that, they're planning something.
Plain and simple. I mean, look at Fauci in 2017 saying that the Trump administration is going to have to deal with a worldwide pandemic.
No, he said surprise.
Or yeah.
How is it a surprise? You know it's coming.
Well, then on top of that, you got Event 201 and or Agenda 21 and Event 201 in 2019. Basically,
that was like 3 or 4 months before the virus came out of nowhere,
right?
Where it came from. And
I'm sorry, you folks can call us conspiracy theories, but when you start putting these dots together, it's not a conspiracy. I mean, it's like they're not even trying to hide it.
Nope.
And one thing that I found interesting was that when Trump signed into law the $2.3 trillion coronavirus release, it actually triggered a countdown to a deadline by which the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense must provide lawmakers a report on everything they know about UFOs.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you told me that before we started the show.
Right. which is very interesting.
About that, people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because, I mean, Trump, he may not have actually came out and said that he wanted disclosure, but he also didn't, veer it off like every other politician does.
Right. I mean, he was being interviewed. I can't remember who it was, but this is off the top of my head.
It was his son that asked him about Area 51.
Well, I don't know who it was, but it only was his son. It was just some news guy. He was asking him, and he goes, "Oh, I know some interesting stuff," and he kind of smiled, and that's all he said.
Right.
I mean, what does he know?
Well, because again, if we have, if we have the means to, pull energy from the 0 point energy field and anti-grav and all this other stuff, and we could get rid of fossil fuels. We could get rid of, a laundry list of other things. But the problem is, it all falls back to money. The oil industry is huge, one of the largest industries in the world. And when you have that much power, you can basically make anything disappear.
Pretty much.
And, if this type of information started coming out, they would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
So I don't know, man. I hope something comes out soon about this, because I don't know. I've always had a notion that, if our universe is as big as scientists say it is, with galaxies upon galaxies, and it would be inconceivable to believe or to think that we are alone.
Right now, and my other thought about this is they could also be prepping us about UFOs and things like that to slowly get us used to the fact that, hey, they were here. We found some of their tech. We reverse engineered it. Here's this technology now. Versus they came out and said, hey, look what we found. Look what we did. People are like, what?
No, you're right.
I think that's what they're doing. And that's just my opinion. I mean, that's, to me, it makes sense.
Right. Exactly. So,
okay. I'm going to piggyback off your story here. It has to do with UFOs, and this is kind of just more of what we're talking about here. It says UFOs could, from the New York, this is New York Post. Okay, just UFOs could threaten U.S. security. Polls say after Capitol Hill briefing. So I would love to be in that meeting. Okay, so I'll read this real quick. Capitol Hill
again,
lawmakers.
Man,
Go ahead.
No, sorry, you glitched out.
Oh, yeah, man, my internet is crap down. That's why I got to get a booster. Anyway, Capitol Hill lawmakers said Wednesday that UFOs could pose a pressing threat to America's national security as the polls emerged from a highly classified briefing with the Navy and FBI officials on unexplained phenomena. That's this video. I'm sure we've all seen. In case you haven't, I will play it. Or not.
Do I need to stop sharing?
No. Oh, what's going on with this thing?
But again, this kind of goes back to the whole thing. It's like this just feels like another reason for them to spread fear. It's like, come on, man. You really think, beings from another world give a shit about our internet or give a shit about our elections? No,
right.
They probably look at us and they're like, wow, they are fucking primitive as hell, dude. Like,
yeah, can you see that picture?
No, I can't.
You can't see this at all. What do you mean you can't see that?
No, I'm still only seeing my screen.
That's right. I forgot to take yours off.
There we go.
Okay. So this here, I haven't really took a good look at it till now. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like,
that's the Tic Tac video, I believe.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about on one of our episodes about UFOs. Now I'm looking at this, I'm like, this doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's an alien. It could be some sort of new tech that we've never seen from another country. Or it could just be, who knows? It could be tech from us. Maybe like maybe the US, like, and this, a lot of the branches don't really talk to each other when it comes to stuff like this.
Right.
So maybe they are, R&D is like, all right, let's do a test run. And then you got these Air Force or Navy guys out there going, what the hell is this? And, maybe they probably should at least inform, hey, we're going to do some testing. So don't freak out.
Well, I mean, Bob Lazar on his documentary there, excuse me. He actually, back in the 80s, I think it was, used to take people out after he got fired and stuff. He used to take people out to Groom Lake and actually videotape them testing the aircrafts that they had found. So is it possible that we ourselves have finally figured out how to reverse engineer these aircraft and are testing them? Absolutely. But where did they come from? That's, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
right.
As far as I know, and
maybe that's the information.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, maybe that's the information that they want to disclose. That's okay.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping, man.
Yeah, I'm too. I mean, we all had our suspicions, and mostly everyone's wouldn't be like totally shocked. People are gonna be like, I knew it, like, and that'll be it. It's not gonna be like, in the what was Roswell, like in the 40s?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like that. Anyway, before that, people were probably been like, heart attack. Oh my god! Like now, people are just like, oh, cool.
right. I mean, with mainstream media the way it is, and entertainment and everything like that. I mean, but again, it almost makes me think that a lot of these alien movies and stuff like that have basically been gearing people towards the idea that we need to be afraid.
Right. Although you'll have people like doomsday preppers, which we're talking about this Saturday, by the way, episode 20, and they're going to go, oh, that's it. It's time. Let's go, boys. And they're going to go in their bunks and hide forever. So, well, that's a very small community. We're going to talk with them. So I'm looking forward to that. I got some interesting stuff. Did you have anything else? I know. Okay. What other story did you have?
I had some critical race theory stuff.
Yes.
So from NBCnews.com, critical race theory. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Critical race theory battle invades school boards with help from conservative groups. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm white. I don't know.
Damn whitey.
It's just, I mean, this whole critical race theory thing seems like it's the exact opposite of where we want to go. You know, I mean, they're basically teaching people that, for instance, okay, critical race theory believes racism is present in every aspect of life, every relationship, every interaction. Why? I mean, if you look for it, of course, you can interpret anything. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I opened the door for a black woman because I feel bad for her. No, it's because I'm a fucking gentleman.
Right.
You know? Right, exactly. Another one, interest converge. White people only give black people opportunities and freedom when it is also in line with their own interests. What a load of shit! Like, is this a?
I don't think so. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's based off of your skill and your general demeanor. You know, if you act like a punk, I don't care if you're white, black, brown, green. I could care less.
I mean, you may have like maybe a handful of people in the world that may, that I doubt it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I tried to live my life based off of not how somebody looks, but how they are as a person. Because guess what, folks? It doesn't matter what color you are on the outside. We're all pink and red on the inside, man. We all bleed the same fucking color, okay? We are all from the same planet. Well, most of us anyways. No.
You see some of these people out here? Have you been to
But,
go ahead.
But, another one, critical race theory is against free societies. It's like, why? Like, I mean, isn't that... I mean, the only other society other than a free society is an enslaved society.
Well, communism, yeah.
Right. And I'm sorry, to me, that's enslavement. If I'm working for everybody else and not for myself and my family, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, we're bringing this up because I'm sure all of you, if you're on social media, we've seen at least a lot more videos of people coming out at their school boards and saying, you need to get rid of this critical race theory crap. We don't want it here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's bullshit, and you're brainwashing our children.
Exactly. And again, it's not just white people standing up there and doing it. You got people of all shades, all credos, all
right. Like the most recent one, I don't know where he was from, but I just saw it quickly before we came on. It was a black guy standing up. He was yelling at the school board. He goes, "Listen, how am I oppressed when I have 2 medical degrees?" Yeah, he's so
exactly. Now granted, all right, I'll give it to you. 200 years ago, yeah, shit was messed up. But I think we've come a long way since then to where you can be, you can grow up with nothing and turn it into something here.
Exactly.
I mean, that is the American dream. You can become what you want.
Right. That's not to say that we're not saying there's not racist people in the world. That'd be stupid to say. There's obviously racism in the world, and it'll probably never go away, unfortunately. But to say that there's mass racism and this needs to be taught to our children and tell white and black people that you're being oppressed because of the color of your skin is just outright fucking ridiculous.
Right.
And it needs
again, I've even been the victim of racism. I'm in the wrong neighborhood. Somebody says something to me. I keep going. You know what I mean? But either way. Now, some people will say, "Oh, that's not racism because I'm white." It's racism. If you hate somebody else,
what color you are.
Right. Yeah. If you hate somebody just by the way they look, by the color of their skin. That is racism, period.
Sure
Okay,
is.
I don't care if you're part of the majority or the minority. I don't care. It's racism.
Yep.
And it's wrong, plain and simple. You know, I raised my children to believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, and I'm just so glad to see all these parents stand up, because if my kids were in school, I would probably be doing the same thing, because this, like you, I mean, I know I'm not showing it, but trust me, it infuriates me beyond belief.
Oh, absolutely. I've been on the phone with superintendents, all sorts of people, because I mean, not necessarily about critical race theory yet, because I haven't necessarily my kids aren't necessarily learning it yet, but with other things like for instance, this year was the first year that my 8-year-old, okay, in second grade, learning about presidents. And this is the first time, okay? Mm-hmm. Every other year when Trump was in office, he didn't learn about it. But as soon as Biden was in office, they started teaching him. And that's wrong.
Yep.
Teachers, listen, teachers, teach. Do not give your opinion, okay? You are not there to give your opinion. You are there to teach the facts. Plain and simple.
Well, the thing what you said about the facts, I mean, some of the stuff that they teach, they think that's fact. That's the problem. I mean, I've seen these videos where teachers are on the video saying, if you don't believe in racism, you shouldn't teach. Like, excuse me? Like systematic racism does not exist. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
Not anymore, at least. No. It doesn't. Again, like you said, to say that racism isn't here is ignorant.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, you're going to have hateful people that hate to hate. Yeah,
this is why we need Diggs on this one. Right. Yeah, bastard to be here.
But I guarantee even he would agree, to sit there and teach children that, the only reason why you do something for a minority or for somebody of a different skin color is because you feel bad for them, or because whatever the case may be. No, you're doing it to be a good person.
Yeah, I mean, we all know why they're doing this. They're trying to divide us even more. So
right, exactly.
I'm glad that it's not working. We'll close out with this one last story. This kind of goes with everyone's theory, and then my theory that they're setting things up for outages and things like that. I have to share my screen again. Okay. Yeah, Southwest Airlines grounds its entire fleet in giant computer outage. That's crazy. I mean, how many times have you heard about this ever, except this year?
Yeah, never.
Look at the Fed went down for a few hours. That meat packing plant, was it J? I can't remember. It's like J something. Now this, and you're going to see. Oh, and the pipeline, all these things getting hacked and everything.
Right.
I'm telling you, something big is going to happen soon.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. I mean, again, and I mark my words, man. I have a feeling they're going to try to blame it on extraterrestrials, UFOs, something along those lines. I wouldn't doubt it. Right.
Or they'll blame it on the QAnon people.
Right. Or okay, conservatives, period.
The Southwest Airlines grounded flights across the country Tuesday for the second time in less than 24 hours. Wow. Okay. Amid reports of nationwide computer issues, air travels took, computer issues means, anyway. Air travels took Twitter by the thousands with reports on what airline staff reportedly told them was a computer system outage. I should put that in air quotes because it's probably bullshit.
Right.
Hours after intermittent performance issues with a third-party weather app forced a similar group stop Monday night.
What?
Yeah. So, okay, if you guys aren't aware of this crap, these type of systems have redundancies out the ass. This is I would say close to impossible for this to happen.
I would think so.
Like I said, the only way stuff like this happens if they actually lost. So this to me is just another condition like, oh, look, there's an outage. Oh, look, there's another outage. Oh, look. So when the big one comes, it's not going to be like a huge shock or surprise. And like you said, they can blame it on something else.
It makes perfect sense to me, man. They're basically trying to condition us to get us ready for the big one.
Yeah, and that's why I've been trying to stock up on. And I'm not trying to fearmonger people, but buy water, or toilet paper, some canned food at least last year a couple weeks. I'm not saying months.
Absolutely. That's not even fear mongering though. That's preparedness. That's ready for anything, a natural disaster, a planned disaster, whatever the case may be.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just not wrong to be prepared regardless of any of the stuff that we're talking about.
Right. I mean, I've got about a year's worth of dry food downstairs for me and my family.
Wow.
Just in case, Wow. 6 months.
I have maybe for like 3-4 weeks. That's about it. Well, I probably should have more just in case. You never know.
I've got cases of MREs too, though. So
nice. Oh, another thing. So talking about like this stuff just wrong. We should talk about the imminent stock market crash. A lot of these gurus, financial guys I know, a lot smarter than me, say it's coming. So maybe we should bring that up one day and what to do to prepare for a market crash, things like that. Just some, and you don't want to take our words for it. We'll show videos and articles and what that says why they think it's going to happen. So you're not just taking our word for it.
I just hope you have a skill that you can barter and trade with.
Yeah, buy silver. Buy silver and gold. All right, well, that's 33 minutes. We can close out. Hey guys, this is just going to be we're going to try to do this every so often, at least once a week if we can. Weekly updates, just some new stories that we want to cover.
Just try and put more content out.
I mean, it's not as fun as doing our episodes, but it's kind of just stuff we'd like to talk about and vent. Maybe new stories that you guys haven't heard of, and who knows, because there's so much crap out there on the media, social media. You can't always see it. You just looking through your phone. You probably don't stop and read everything. So
no, absolutely.
Yep. All right, guys. Join us on Saturday. We're going to be live. We're hoping to get. If we get 10 more people, we'll do like a little drawing. You guys can win a Vets with Vendettas t-shirt. So yeah, come join us on Saturday. We'll probably try to do around 6:30, depending on when Diggy gets here. It's always late.
You better be here, Diggs.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. In case you missed the last episode, we're gonna talk about we're gonna do a TV show quiz, which I'm doing. I'm not taking it. I'm gonna be giving the questions this time. We're talking about doomsday preppers, like I mentioned before, and then we're going to talk about how people were tortured and execution, the methods, what they used back, in the olden days, in Greek times. All right, guys, that's going to be our weekly update. All right, guys. We'll hope to see you on Saturday.
Love you, America.
For the rest of your week.